Hey everyone, Skibbles here. Long time no see. Hope you guys have been well. So in the Overwatch 2 PvP beta, it's May 2022 right now. The beta ends, I think, tomorrow, so I gotta pop this video out real fast. I just wanted to let you guys know about Mercy's new super jump thing that they added. So Mercy, they added some weird jank super jump type thing where it is like the dummies version to super jump, and it's very bad and very good at the same time. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about how it works. I got a lot of information for you on what actually happens, and also while doing this I should probably spawn in a Reinhardt and beat the hell out of him for some alt charge so I can show you that this is poorly implemented. And considering the fact that Overwatch 2 will probably not be out officially for over a year, or well, maybe not over a year, but at least around a year, because they're not going to release Overwatch 2 in 2022. The PvP, though, they might, but we'll see. So I don't think this is a final version of the ability. So right now, if you crouch while flying to your target, then you'll just shoot up into the air. So just press crouch, and you'll fly up while going toward them with Guardian Angel. And it's pretty useful. It goes higher than a super jump, or as high as the highest possible super jump. Yeah, it'll get you to high ground, but it's just like, it's weird. It shoots up in a weird way, but it definitely is very useful. I tried it in a few games. It definitely has its advantages. So the big thing that people think, well, you know, you can't control your flight as well as super jump. So they're not happy about it. But it turns out that you can actually still super jump. So in order to super jump, you just super jump. It's the same. The buttons don't interfere with each other. There is one interference though. If you're holding crouch for too long when you press shift, it'll just shoot you up automatically. Like it doesn't. The game does not wait for you to press crouch. It just, if you're flying with Guardian Angel and the button is held, it'll just go. It doesn't matter about pressing. So if it's just held, it'll just go. So that can make you mess up. You'll go for a super jump, and instead of doing that, you'll just accidentally just shoot up like that and get yourself killed. Definitely will happen. But you can, in fact, still do the normal super jump, control your pattern, whichever way that you want to do it. It's all still in the game, which makes me personally think that this new feature is actually really great because it's just an additional ability on top of what you can already do, even though it is kind of weird. It allows you to do some really interesting things, but there are some serious drawbacks too, and I'll get to those in just a second. First off, the thing that's really awesome is you can fly forever. What you will do in order to fly forever is hold crouch and then Guardian Angel at your target, and you can, if you do it right, you can just kind of just stay in there. Also, you gotta hold spacebar. I forgot, not spacebar. You gotta hold the jump button, so you just slow fall, and then you can just sit here and just keep going. And if you have enough height, then you could just stay in the air. But that's also what gets to the weird spot. And this is why I don't think this is a final implementation. I think when they come with another beta for us to play, or by the time they do it live, if they decide to go with this, I think this was more of a test. But if they decide to go with this, I'm assuming they'll clean this up and make it work better. Because, I mean, first off, there's a dead zone angle, which is where I'm kind of at right now, where if you're not high enough in the air, but not low enough either, then you just don't gain any altitude. Like, look how small these jumps are with the new super jump. It's really bad. You just barely move at all. And it makes it so you can't get in the air. You'll actually have to land, then go for it to get back up in the air. You cannot gain altitude while there. But if you actually are up high enough, then it will let you go really high, and then you can easily stay in there. You'll actually go so high that you'll break your link. Actually messed it up, and now I'm not high enough. But yeah, so you'll get so high that you'll break the link, and then I mean, if you want to, once you've gotten enough altitude, it'll let you just go really high, and you can just look at an ally and just fly and just hang out. It's really not bad. You just hold crouch, hold jump, and just tap Guardian Angel off cooldown, and it's just totally insane. You literally can just fly without Valkyrie, although again, too high in the air to actually do anything. So there's a nice part about this though, if you do it right, where say that's an enemy, I can stay in the air and line of sight that training bot say pretend I'm a McCree or something, and I can stay here, and with a lot of practice, I can try to control my height, and then keep my beam on, and then still just float in the air and block line of sight to a target. Now, obviously, this can be easier based on your settings. So I have, I don't have to remember what it's called. It was toggle beam connection on or off, I believe. Let me look at Mercy. So we have, not controller. I don't know. Well, here it is. Toggle beam connection is, no, not toggle beam connection. It's, what the F? This one's just, I think it's this setting. No, hold on. Toggle Guardian Angel. No, it's Toggle Guardian Angel, right? No, it's this one. It's the one that's gone. It's Guardian Angel prefers beam target, and it's literally just broken right now, which is totally weird. Oh my god, it's not broken. I can actually change it. Okay. Well, either way, it's supposed to be here, but Overwatch 2 beta is broken, and it is Guardian Angel prefers beam target. And what that will do, if you have it on, it will make it so if I'm linked to someone, I can look away, and it will jump to them. Now, if you have it like that, then this new thing's going to be really easy to use because you don't have to actually look at them as long as your beam is still on them, and then you can easily just do what I'm doing right now. If you lose the beam, you'll still have to look. Now, if you have that setting off, if Guardian Angel does not prefer beam target, then you'll have to look at your target every single time that you want to do it, like this. Look at my target, and then look wherever I want to look at my target. So if you're on console trying to do this or using a controller, I would highly recommend learning how to play the game with Guardian Angel prefers beam target, because with a controller, it's a lot harder to look down at your target just for a jump. Okay. So then let's go to another nice thing, a new ability with the super jump. There's something that I like to call the Giga Jump. So we have a Giga Jump now. And the way you do this is you fly to your target and you also super jump. Because so like here's a normal one, right? But if you go for an actual super jump arc, then press the new super jump button, which I like to call the zebra jump, and I'll get to that in a minute why I call it that. So you go for super jump, and then okay, that's what I'm talking about. The messed up super jump. That's what can happen. I held crouch too long. So super jump. Oh, forgot my buttons. Super jump and then crouch, and it will shoot you all the way to the skybox. It is crazy how high you can go with it. You can go so high that if there's a Widowmaker, you are instantly dead, depending on the map terrain. So that will let you go insanely high, and can be extremely useful in certain situations. So that's something definitely to keep an eye on. Another thing is that, hold on, you do a Giga to get up there. Oh my gosh, that's gonna get me killed in real games. I'm talking about where I just accidentally hold crouch too long. When you hit a target, if you have Guardian Angel prefers beam target, then you might know about interactions like this, where I can lose line of sight and then hit a wall and then shoot up and do weird things like that with the mechanics like this normally. But if you do the new mechanic while doing this, it gets kind of crazy. So if I do the new super jump, oh, hold on, I messed it up. Sorry, I'm not familiar with doing it yet. So fall off and then Guardian Angel, then crouch. You can get a Giga Jump off of a wall, and if you hit walls at weird angles, you can get Giga Jumps at angles potentially. And get yourself flying backwards, sideways, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of mechanics there to play around with the new super jump thing, the zebra jump, as I like to call it, for a certain reason. I was watching, my friend sent me videos about it, and one of the videos that she sent me about it was from Skysty. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but YouTube captions, that was not how you say her name. YouTube caption called her Kaiza, and it was hilarious. But and it kept, when she kept saying super jump, it kept calling it zebra jump in the captions. So now I just, for the rest of my life, I'm just going to be calling it, we got the zebra jump, we have a super jump, which is the old super jump, and then we have the messing up the super jump, we have the Giga Jump. That's my favorite way to call it. Giga, super, the Giga, and the zebra. Because YouTube caption was calling super jump zebra jump, and that's just it now. It's zebra jump. So anyway, so you can still do both of them. That is how you're going to do both of them. But apparently this broke with Valkyrie, so I'm assuming they'll clean this up by the time this ever goes to a live, like, official release of the game. So if you use Valk, it's just broken. It's just broken. You go to do it, and there's your zebra jump. So go for a zebra jump. It just doesn't work. If you're lower down, I think you get a better angle. Yeah, so it's the same thing where it's got these broken dead zones. And for Valkyrie, anything higher than about this angle, and it just doesn't work. If you're still on the, like, coming from the side, it kind of works. But once you get too high, then on Valkyrie, none of them work. And it's most likely an interaction where when you're in Valkyrie, crouching makes you go down, and it probably just breaks the momentum. And on top of another issue that I would like to describe to you guys, I'm going to have to use Microsoft Paint, though, in order to describe it. Okay, so I have a Microsoft Paint up. I'm going to draw a really crude, if I can find my mouse here, wherever. I don't know why it's not working, but okay, it's right here. I'm going to draw a really crude stick figure, okay? A long neck. So that's actually the wrong spot. Let's draw a stick figure down more towards center where I can get more space on this doodle. So here's a person you're trying to fly to, okay? And as we know, if you go at him with Guardian Angel and you press crouch with the new super jump, at any point you'll go straight up. You can do it here. You don't have to be at the target. You can do it at the end if you'd like. And if you combine it with a super jump, then at the end you go, you know, insanely high skybox. Well, there's an issue. So, and I'm not 100% sure on the mechanics. I have some hypotheses, whatever you call them, that I'm not going to get into in too much detail. But the idea is that if you come, one of the, or simplified idea of explaining it, if you come in, because of what it does here is it does a right angle. You go one way, and then you go for an exact 90-degree angle turn in the upward direction. And so that kind of doesn't work right when you're coming in from an angle, because in theory then, it should send you at a 90-degree angle and send you this way. But since that's not really possible for the way it's designed, you kind of just get like a little wimpy up and just don't really go anywhere. You kind of just hang out in this space and you barely gain enough air to even hold your altitude if you're holding jump to just float in the air. And then once you get to a steeper angle, though, it works better because the way I don't know how to explain it, but there's this weird momentum thing, and so it kind of just loops you like that with your momentum instead of trying to send you at an angle and then curve. The curve gets tightened, so you retain the momentum better and go shooting straight up, as opposed to it wanting to curve you this way, and then it just kind of just peters out because there's too much angle. It's hard to explain. I have a rough idea of what's happening in the code. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a pretty good idea in code. I just want to explain it perfectly, accurately. So it creates a dead zone where if you are flying in somewhere along this cone, if you're coming in from any of these angles, anywhere inside of here, and you're coming into the target, you're going to basically not go anywhere when you use the new super jump mechanic. You'll barely go back up. You'll kind of just float and not really go anywhere. You could maybe even expand this a little bit higher. I mean, it's just, you know, basically the worst part of the dead zone is in the very center. So like right in this very precise angle is just garbage. And the closer you are to that, the worse it is. If you're all the way out here, it's not as bad. Well, not that quite that far, but if you're at that angle, it's not as bad. If you're over at this angle, it's not as bad, but it'll still do it. And then obviously if you're coming from straight up or straight from the side, then everything's great. It works great. So I assume that's not intended. I assume that was just an oversight in the design of the new super jump. So I assume by launch that'll be fixed. I'm not too worried about that. So overall, it's a really good thing to have. I think it's definitely helpful. It'll save your ass in a lot of scenarios where you would otherwise be dead because, say for example, I don't want to peek this corner because there's a Widowmaker. Instead of having to come... Whoops. Oh my god, this is going to get me killed. Instead of having to go all the way for the super jump to get up like this over to this ledge I want to get to, I can now just be behind cover and just not even expose myself, get where I need to be. I mean, there's so many things like that where you don't actually have to go to a target and you get the maximum height super jump without having to move at all. Also, there are some things you can do with this to kind of break the game where if you hit angles, it can make you go different. So right now I'm on an incline, stairs are not real stairs. This is actually just a wedge. It's just a flat shape that just looks like a stair, but it's not actually a stair. This is actually just flat. And so if I'm on an incline like this and I Guardian Angel and then use the new super jump, then, oh my gosh, I don't know why it didn't work. If I go to do that on an angle, then I will go up way higher than normal because it's hard to explain, but it catches your momentum and then shoots you with additional curved momentum. You go even higher than you normally would. And I don't have a lot of places to test this, but I assume that the steeper the angle, the higher I would go. If the angle started there but then finished like up here, then I would probably go even higher. And yeah, same kind of thing as when you hit the wall when linked to someone and then go flying up into the air. So that is how that works. I can't think of anything else to tell you guys about this other than just reminding you that it is broken in Valkyrie, but if you do it at a certain angle, like, you know, if you're coming from the side, especially hitting an incline like that, then it still will work, but anything from above does not work in Valkyrie at all. And then other than that, everything's pretty much the same. So the biggest takeaway is you still have super jump. And, you know, I should have said this earlier. I thought of this earlier. I forgot to say it. So if you're still watching, if you don't know how to do super jump, and this tilted me off the face of the earth, okay? Everybody in this world, it seems like, when I watch videos about Mercy, gives the dead-ass wrong instructions on how to do a super jump. They did, like, loosen the window for it or something to make it more closer to them being right, but they're just wrong, okay? People say that you press crouch and Guardian Angel at the same time, and actually, you know, it might be more doable now. I think they did loosen the window on it, so it looks like it's a little bit easier to get it. If you're just pressing at the same time, you're more likely to get it set up now. But the reality is, and especially before that change, but even now to some degree, it's not crouch and Guardian Angel at the same time. If you do, there's a small chance that it will just have you go towards them anyway. Although it does seem like they have really loosened that window. So you may just get away with it pressing at the same time nowadays, come to think of it. But if you're having trouble with it, it used to be, especially, and even now it may still be a little bit, crouch and then Guardian Angel, but it's going to feel like the same time. So crouch, then Guardian Angel, and then jump at the end. But it does look like they've loosened the window so much that it doesn't really matter anymore. It looks like you can just press them at the same time. But if you're having trouble, you could try pressing crouch before Guardian Angel. So, actually, as I'm testing this now, they really did loosen that window. I mean, there's a patch, like, I don't remember, 12 months ago or something that they loosened the window on that. And it looks like, actually, you can kind of just press them at the same time now. So, maybe what I said is just nonsense. But anyway, yeah, so I just want to post a video, guys. Post a video, let you guys know what's going on with that new super jump. Wanted to let you know my take on it, since there are a lot of people who always looked up to me as a Mercy player to explain what is going on with Mercy or just advice on this character. I do 1,000 hours on this character and have peaked over 4,500 with this character, so I have a pretty good idea of what I am talking about with this type of stuff. So hopefully this helps you out if you're looking for my take on it. The worst thing here, though, is accidentally doing this when you're going for a super jump is going to get you murdered. Other than that, it's amazing, and I do wonder to myself, so like my muscle memory might just be lazy because it didn't matter before doing it this way. Like, I could just hold crouch however long I wanted, so I never trained the muscle memory to let go of it faster. So I'm wondering if with enough hours I can have the muscle memory down in order to not mess that up in the beginning occasionally. I guess another thing for me to talk about real fast, though, is some of you might have hold Guardian Angel in order to go. What happens then is when you fly someone, you hold the button in order to go, and as soon as you let go of your button for Guardian Angel, you'll just stop wherever you're at. And some of you, that might make sense what I'm saying now. You have that setting, you know what I'm talking about. For you, it's going to be really weird trying to do the new super jump, because you're going to have to press crouch while holding Guardian Angel. If you're on PC, the default keys are left control and left shift, which if you have flexible hands like me, that's not a problem. My hands are extremely flexible. My fingers can bend like beyond their axis and stuff, like really crazy. So it's easy for me to just hold shift and still press crouch while playing without even thinking about it. But for some of you, based on the you know, make and model of the hands that you were given on birth, it may not feel easy to do that. So if that's the case, something you could do to try to get around that would be go to your controls, and for Mercy, or all characters if you would like, you can go to crouch and you can set a secondary keybind to whatever you want. I don't know, F, C, X, Z, a mouse button, whatever makes sense for you that you have available. You could set an additional button to be your crouch button, and then you would use everything like normal when you want to do a normal super jump, right? But when you want to do the fancy one, you would know that you're going to hold your Guardian Angel and then press whatever your second keybind is that's easier for you to press than the left control if you're on PC. Now, obviously, this is all going to be different on controller. I don't remember the mapping for controller offhand, so hopefully you can, you know, navigate this to your own setup however it makes sense for you. But depending on the controller setup, it may not be a problem at all. And that's only if you do the thing where you have to hold Guardian Angel to keep flying. If you have it like me where you toggle, then I can just press shift and let go, and then just press control. And if I'm really in a hurry, then for me, I can just kind of just do both with one finger. It's not hard for my hands. But some people, I know it's definitely going to be hard. You know, some people even get carpal tunnel playing on mouse and keyboard, where I've been playing on keyboard for, you know, I've been on using computers for like 20 years, and I've never even once had issues with my wrist. My hands are just really flexible, so I don't have an issue with it. But I know some of you will. So hopefully that helps you out. That's everything. That's everything I think to tell you. I just want to make a video of me just talking about it. I don't really care about making this video super professional. This YouTube I'm putting this on today has like 200 subs or something, so it's not a big deal. But if you're into Mercy and you want to know what's going on with the new super jump, then that is the situation. That is everything I think to tell you. And again, I don't think it's the final version. I think they'll redo this before they put it to live, if they even put it to live. Or at least I would hope they do, because it has broken dead zones and completely breaks Valkyrie. So they'll probably clean that up at some point. So that's where I'm at on that. That's the situation with that. Hopefully that helps you out. And now you have a better idea of what's going on with the new super jump, Mercy's new super jump, zebra jump, giga jump in Overwatch 2.